Thank you very much for joining me on this Saturday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Jamaica, we have a flood potential. I'm going to zoom down. I'm going to go over the rain totals. Stronger storms on the way for Jamaica. I want to cover that. I want to get into Philippe, of course, and the Eastern Pacific. Lydia is out there. That is going to throw a lot of moisture into the Gulf of Mexico, even potentially the Caribbean. I want to get into that. It's all really tied together as we go throughout this month. Now, look at yesterday. This is a snapshot of yesterday. It's kind of incredible stuff. The weather can be so fascinating. Here's Bermuda. As Philippe rolled in yesterday, it really split into two, almost like the parting of the sea. I posted that on Instagram over at Mr. Weatherman Friends, so you could follow me as well on Instagram. But just incredible how this just split as it went up toward Bermuda. Always good news, and of course, we'll take that. Now, right now, what's left of Philippe, not really a classified system. It lost its tropical characteristics. Here's the front getting tied together with the front. Here's the leading edge of the rain that'll move into parts of the Atlantic region of Canada, back through Cape Cod and the islands, and over toward Maine. Some gustier winds, some heavier rain that will be moving in. So let me start there, then I'll get into what's next and get you back into what we're seeing with the flood potential in the Caribbean. Now, lots of rain working in as we go throughout the day. Some of the worst weather as we get into tonight. So the time frame stayed right on track tonight. Some heavier weather. This moves into Maine. Again, not a classified system, but still tropical storm-like conditions. Nova Scotia, New Brunswick on the edge of Prince Edward Island there. Heaviest weather, even Vermont, New Hampshire, getting some gustier winds and getting some of the rain out of this. And then look what happens as this moves in. Even Newfoundland, we could get some of the rain that lifts in. This is by the time we get into tomorrow morning. And then it wraps around that cold air because of this tropical system lifting up to the north. This white and blue shading you're seeing here, that's actually some snow over toward parts of the Great Lakes. Some of that may even get into New York. So again, wrapping around some of that colder air. So it's amazing how the weather is just tied together regionally and globally. Now here are the gusty winds. You see the white shading. Those are winds of 50 miles per hour or 80 kilometers an hour. Those are gusts, not sustained winds. But we are going to see some gusts, and that means we will get some power outages in some spots. We'll get some gustier winds. Again, tonight, some of the worst weather. Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, parts of extreme eastern sections of Maine. That's where we're going to see some of the strongest winds right through here, that white shading, and then still some gusty winds tomorrow as we work our way through Nova Scotia back toward Newfoundland, and then things will start to relax after that. Now, let me get to how things are really tied together. Pacific and the Atlantic Basin, Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico, and the Atlantic Ocean. This is the hotspot I was talking about yesterday. Western Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico for the potential of some development as we work our way into next week. Let me show you why. One thing I'm concerned about as we go throughout October, as you well know, these water temperatures, they're always warm this time of year coming off of the summer, but they have been running above average. You see the numbers. 29, 30, 31 degrees Celsius, Bahamas South over toward the Gulf. So we're talking about mid-80s Fahrenheit. Super warm water. The depth of the warm water very substantial. So anything that kind of builds over here can quickly spin up, and that's what I'm watching. Now, I want to get into Lydia in a second. So if you're watching from Mexico, Baja California, I'm going to zoom down in a moment. Let me show you this and how things are really tied together. Now, this is Lydia here on the Pacific side, taking you out in time as we get into next week to show you what's next. Lydia is going to move in, and then eventually this moisture is going to get tied into a front. This is by Tuesday afternoon. Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, we desperately need rain in some spots to say the least. We at least have a chance. And then look at this blob of rain building in the Gulf of Mexico by the time we get into the middle of next week. As of now, I've been looking at all the models overnight. I'm not seeing anything crazy spinning up, but that is a possibility that something does spin up. But at the least, you can see that rain here, and that's going to be a concern. I'll be watching out for some increased moisture. Again, Lydia making its way, combining with a front that will increase the moisture. And even in the Western Caribbean, we're going to see the rain chance getting even higher. So let me show you that. Let me zoom down into that, and you can see it here. And then I want to get back to Lydia as that will eventually make landfall. Look at some of this extra rain. Again, in the Caribbean, we've had a couple tropical waves move by, and now we're watching the front. So we're kind of seeing two entities, two things kind of combining, and that means stronger storms in some spots. Haiti, Dominican Republic, watching out for some stronger storms today. Jamaica, look at this. We're going to see some extra moisture moving in. Now, Not only we're going to see a better chance of rain in Jamaica, but some of the thunderstorms could be strong. So giving you this early heads up, be sure to share this information. We'll be watching out for some heavier rain, Montego Bay, over toward Falmouth, Kingston. And you still see on Monday, look at this enhanced rain, even over toward Jacmel, Boston Blue as you get over toward Haiti, lifting up toward the eastern end of Cuba. Increased rainfall here, and that does mean a flood potential. Elsewhere, watching out for some showers and storms. Nicaragua, rain chance bumping up a little bit. Actually, some spots in Nicaragua, we have been too dry coming off the wet season. Problems for agriculture. Other spots have been too wet. Just kind of how it goes sometimes across Central America. But zooming down as promised. Now, here's Jamaica. And this here, a 3-day rain total. And what I'm seeing here is some white showing up, even some black. So what is that? That means there's a ton of moisture out there. That would be rainfall amounts of 100 millimeters to 150 millimeters, or 4 to 6 inches of rain. Now, this is a computer model, so it's not going to be exact, but it is telling me what the atmosphere is kind of feeling, what's out there. This white shading may be over here, maybe back here, maybe back here, but there's a potential of some heavy rain at times over the next 3 days in Jamaica, so get the word out. Not all of us are going to see these downpours, but where we get them, flooding is going to be a potential. Got you covered across Jamaica. Now, let me show you how things are tied together. Atlantic and the Pacific. Now, there's 2 lists of names. We're on Philippe. Well, Philippe is pretty much done with. It's not classified, but we're going to see the impacts up toward New England and parts of Canada. Rena, we had briefly. 4 more names on the list. If we get through those 4 names, there's a secondary list that we go to this year. Now, there's another list in the Eastern Pacific. We don't work off the same list. The Eastern Pacific on Lydia. Looks like Max is also going to form in the Eastern Pacific as we get into the upcoming week. And then after that, Norma and Otis. So a different set of names here. Now look how, as I was showing you, it's tied together. I want to show you Lydia. So heads up, again, Mexico. I'm not California, my friends. I'm not seeing this kind of shifting up toward here because these fronts back here keep everything down here and just kind of pinwheel, just kind of spin this back. So you see as we go out in time, this is Monday morning. This is Lydia right through here. Okay, so we're looking southwest coast of Mexico, western coast of Mexico over toward the Baja right there. You see by the time we get into Tuesday morning, some of the worst weather moving in, extreme southern Baja, and then moving into the western sections of Mexico. Tropical storm conditions are going to move in Tuesday into Wednesday, and then you see this moisture feeding in. This is Tuesday night. The moisture feeds in. But my friends in Mexico, again, be sure to share this. A mudslide potential, a likelihood as this comes in right across the higher terrain, right through here. It may be here, maybe up here a little bit more, but we're going to see a mudslide potential, heavy flooding, watching Mexico very carefully. And then that moisture does get enhanced in the Gulf of Mexico, all because of Lydia. So you see Lydia, there'll be some strengthening potentially into a hurricane by Monday night, and then it should become back to a tropical storm and then work its way again Tuesday night into Wednesday. Tropical storm conditions are moving in. These are going to be hooking in. That's going to be a pattern this month. So Eastern Pacific and then into the Gulf. That's where the moisture is going to be coming from. Things are going to be zooming in. So Jamaica, again, you see that rain chance going up. Gave you the heads up, the flood potential in Jamaica. Leave your location in the comments, what you've got going on or not going on over the next few days. Bermuda, rain chance 50% today with the action that has been lifting up to the north. We may see a few feeder bands with Philippe scraping us by. Trinidad and Tobago, action will pick up again as we get into the upcoming week. Scattered showers and storms. Grenada, 30% chance today, a 20% chance tomorrow. Down a bit the next couple days in Barbados, passing shower at best. St. Lucia, passing shower. Rain chance at 20%. 30% chance St. Vincent the Grenadines today. 20% chance tomorrow. A 20% chance the next couple days as we work our way through Guadeloupe. So in some spots in the Eastern Caribbean, rain chances down some. Dominica, it would be an isolated shower. So quick little passing shower. Martinique, same thing. Rain chance about 20 to 30%. 20 to 30% chance in Puerto Rico, but still, if we get a few storms, it could be on the stronger side and hot. Still that time of year where if you're not getting any of the rain, it is going to be hot. U.S. and British Virgin Islands, limited chance of rain. Antigua and Barbuda. We get back through St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, passing shower possible as we get through the weekend. Same thing in Anguilla, rain chance about 20%. As we work our way into St. Martin, Saba, and Statia, passing shower the next few days through the weekend. Isolate it. 40% chance in the Cayman Islands. It is going to be picking up some. Cayman Islands too. I've been talking about Jamaica, but some of this moisture will build in the Cayman Islands as well. We could get some isolated flooding in the upcoming week. Belize, rain chance 40% by the time we get into tomorrow. Scattered storms through the weekend. Bahamas, 20 to 30% chance this weekend. Pretty equal chances north, central, and southern Bahamas. Yucatan, isolated shower or storm. About a 20% chance of a shower over toward the Turks and Caicos. Haiti, as I mentioned, especially south side, Jacmel, a better Jacmel. And then as we swing back towards some of the higher terrain, some of the trails that work our way up the mountains to the west, we're going to see the potential of flooding. Please, please be careful at some of those river crossings, especially near Jacmel. We've got that bigger river crossing. So just a heads up, Dominican Republic, 60% chance of the rain and storms, some strong through the DR. Cuba, rain chance about 20 to 30% favoring the eastern sections the next few days. Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire, at least that rain chance has kind of been around, and that's been some good news. Spotty shower or storm. Costa Rica, elevated chance, not for all of us, but still watching out for the elevated chance. Northern Venezuela, a 40% chance. Rain chance limited in Guyana, 30% chance today, and limited in Suriname, a 10 to 20% chance the next few days. So Philippe, an end in sight to that, but thinking of our friends in parts of Canada over toward Maine, New England, as that kind of combines with a front. Strong thunderstorms possible in the Caribbean, Haiti, and watching over toward Jamaica, and watching these fronts in the U.S. that are going to help draw in some of the moisture into the Gulf of Mexico, and watching Lydia spinning back what's left of it, enhancing some of that rain in the Gulf of Mexico. Left out an O right there. 55 days left in the hurricane season. Got you covered. So thank you for sharing some of this information about the flooding, about Lydia in Mexico, and watching what we have going on up with Philippe. Thank you for being part of this weather community, and have a good day ahead.